talking about men now, because you said Jack is a nice character, I think it's not so difficult for you perhaps to create female characters, but what about men? Is that more difficult for you to invent people like Gregory Burton or Jack or Ivan, the beautiful invisible man?
Oh no, it's not hard at all. They're so lovely, all of them. Actually, what we didn't mention there is that there's a love story in this book as well, and that's with a man called Gregory Burton, who Sandy has grown up knowing, and he's gorgeous. So I don't find it difficult. I think I can write about. I feel I can write about any character, whether it's a woman, man, child. If it's a character, you know them better than everybody else, and so it doesn't matter their age or their sex. I think if you can just get inside their mind, then you know what it is, how they feel about everything. And I hope that I have portrayed that well, but I think that Gregory, once again, he's a really supportive character in this book. Sandy has not been the most appreciative person of him, and she's coming and going in and out of his life without telling him why and where and when she is, where she is. And so once again, he just is convinced that as she goes missing, she's just gone off on one of her adventures for a few days. But it's Jack that comes to him and convinces him, we must look for Sandy. I really think she's missing. And so there's this beautiful love story, and I love creating that. I love that there's always an element of love in my stories, because I think if I'm writing about people's journeys, it's always the relationships that they have with people around them that help them. It's whether they fall in love, fall out of love, that make them the way they are. And so the men are very, very important to all the books. And in each of my books, I've always had, it's been the woman's story, but it's always been the man's story too. So, in my first book, it was Holly and Jerry, her husband, who passed away. My second book was Alex and Rosie. They were pen pals all their lives. And the third was Elizabeth and Ivan was, one of the main character in the book. And there's Sandy and Jack and Gregory. So it's not just women that we're reading about. It's important to have the men around here too.
Very important, yeah.